You're listening to the T21 Podcast, brought to you by Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks. Our mission is to bring life and wellness to families who are advocating towards a community of inclusion for individuals with Down syndrome.
Hey guys, I'm Amy.
And I'm Chloe, and this is our first episode of the T21 Podcast. Our T21 is Trisomy 21, which is Down syndrome.
So exciting.
So exciting. For this first episode, we wanted to just introduce ourselves and tell about who we are and our passion behind this. So Amy, who are you?
Oh wow, who am I? So I am Amy, and I am a special education teacher. I've been a special education teacher for 16 years now. Crazy. Prior to being a special education teacher, I was a recreation therapist and did that for 2 years. But my passion actually started prior to all of those things. When I was in college, I volunteered for therapeutic riding of the Ozarks and worked with lots of individuals with disabilities. Wow. And that's what made me want to go into working with individuals with disabilities. And so then it just grew from there. When I was working as a rec therapist, I ran an adults with disabilities program. And so I did lots of recreation different recreation opportunities. But then I just learned about the families and the, struggles that the families had gone through. And that's where going into the educational side of things and getting things started earlier was appealing. And so I went back to school, got my teaching certificate, and here I am today. So pretty kind of long journey, but have learned a lot along the way. So.
I had no idea that you were in recreational therapy.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And now, so you work with a program that, tell me about what you do currently.
So I am a teacher in the BASE program, which is not in a typical school building. And so BASE classrooms are inside businesses. And so during the day, instead of sitting down and doing traditional schoolwork, our students are learning employability skills, they're learning life skills, they're learning all the things that they need to become successful in life after high school. And so the big push for us is that our kiddos are as independent as possible when they graduate, and that they have a really solid plan so that we're not graduating kiddos to nothing.
Yeah. And that transition piece is so important. So, and that's also, that's where your expertise is in. So not only in therapy and education, but transition.
But transition, very much so. So a lot of the things that I kind of want to bring to the table for families that might listen to this podcast or just, walk them through the educational process. And that doesn't just include IEPs. I mean, IEPs are a big part of it, but also just how to navigate the regular school environment, if they're still participating in regular education classes, what does inclusion look like for that? And, how can you help teachers prepare and do appropriate accommodations and modifications for individual students, right? It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly.
And so that's kind of where my passion is, but also to provide resources for transition for life after high school. So it's a pretty cool gig, but and I feel like I have a lot of information that I want to share. But there's definitely a lot of experts out there that can come and provide more information. So I'm super excited about that. So that brings me to you. Chloe and I actually have known each other for a little while, and so this is pretty cool that we're getting to do this. So Chloe,
who would have thought?
I know, who would have thought? Tell us, who are you and why are you part of this?
Well, I have loved people with special needs or disabilities for as long as I can remember, and not one person growing up around me or in my family even had disabilities or Down syndrome at all. Never knew anyone, but I always wanted to be around them. Anytime I saw them at school, I wanted to befriend them. I just love how they think, who they are, just being so authentic. There's no filter.
Oh, yes.
So I just have loved them for as long as I can remember. And as I was going through school and kind of figuring out what I wanted to do and what I wanted to just have in my future, this being a part of anything like this or an organization that helps these families or these individuals was like my ultimate goal. And it's just a dream come true, getting to even just each day be around someone so special as them. So that's kind of where my passion is, getting to know these families and seeing what I can do to help them and to include them. But yeah, that's my passion. My background, though, is how I met you. I was doing my internship at a local organization, and again, just meeting you and seeing kind of like, wow, this is where my life path is kind of meeting. I have a background in clinical child life and sign language, so working with kids going through really traumatic experiences, specifically medical, which a lot of our kiddos are medically diverse. So
yes.
Having that background and understanding them in that way has just been so great, and learning more about how to help them and get to know their families and see where they're at in that way. But currently now I work with Down Syndrome Group of the Ozarks, and right now we are in Down Mercantile.
I love this place.
Isn't it so beautiful? Just look around. But this is kind of a creation that we had to help people with Down syndrome have something to do with their family, to create some income, learn some business skills, and grow in that way. Employees are all 16 and up, so in that transitional age.
Yes.
So right now we have 9 different brands that are all branded and developed by people with Down syndrome, and this is the store that I manage. So.
And I think my favorite piece of the brands is that it's something that the individuals are passionate about. So It's not just like, hey, we've got some T-shirts and we've got some coffee mugs. It's something that they truly love.
Yes. For instance, we have a brand, his name is Trent, and he's on this wall back here, and his brand is the Jesus Gent, because he loves Jesus and he loves looking spiffy. So he sells bow ties and hats. And yeah, they're geared towards and chosen by the people and what they love specifically.
Right.
So
I love that so much.
Yeah.
I do. I think what I am so excited to learn from you is you interact with the families regularly, and you have been a nanny for some families. And I think that providing some input to our families that might be watching this on what that looks like, and providing resources to the families is really awesome. So I'm super pumped about all the things that both of us have to offer.
Yeah.
And we just both have experts that we can lean on to pull in and to provide more information.
Yeah, and that'll be a big part of this podcast, is having experts come on. Experts, whether it be a director of a local organization that gives resources to people with developmental disabilities or special needs, or we have parents coming in and telling stories about behavior or any kind of experience that they've had that was life-changing in any kind of way. And also having siblings come on and tell their experiences. So it'll just be so much fun.
It almost provides hope, right? We're providing hope. We're providing, even just listening to family stories, it's going to provide that just feeling of I'm not alone. And I think that's really, really cool.
And so important.
So important. So very important. So guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to us today, and we look so forward to sharing all this knowledge with you guys in the future, and we hope that you log in and listen frequently.
Yeah, so these podcasts will go out the 21st of each month. So each 21st of the month, we will submit them out, and you guys can watch them, and it'll be so much fun. There'll be a new topic each month. So
thank you. See you soon.
See you next month. If you would like to learn more about Upside Down Mercantile, you can go to shopupsidedown.com or visit us on Commercial Street in Springfield, Missouri. If you have a topic you'd like to know more about, you can email them to info@dsgo.life.